Here's one that you would highly enjoy. Let's talk about Ben Stokes, who's recently retired from all formats of cricket.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
much to your disappointment. So what I'll do is I'll ask you some questions on Benny, and we'll see how it goes. So, has Ben Stokes built a reputation for putting himself ahead of the team, or is that criticism unfair?
Well, up until what he did this last Test match, absolutely. Look, there's no doubting he's a talented player and he's got a big heart. You know, he'd run for a brick wall for England and his team. He's done it many times. But to do what he did in that last Test match, to announce it on the fourth day, your team's struggling, announce it on the fourth day, take all the focus away from the cricket, then go out and open the baton and turn it into a T20 game, and to lose the series to a pretty ordinary New Zealand team who's missing their three best players. So you've now lost the series, two series in a row, and he made it all about him. He just went out and had a slog. He didn't give a stuff. You know, he bowled himself. I remember the commentators. I was actually watching it. I don't usually watch the Test cricket over there. I was actually watching it. And the commentator, oh, we've got an announcement. Ben Stokes has just announced his retirement, blah, blah. Oh, look at him. It's a hot day and he's bowled all these overs in a row and he's hard and gold. He's a lion. And then he just kept bowling and bowling after the announcement came through and bowling again. He gets a wicket the first ball after the announcement flashed up on the screen and the crowd are cheering him. And then he just kept bowling. It was all about Ben. He made it all about him. And then he goes out and opens the baton. You know, sacrifice the poor young fella who got picked in the side as he opened the bat. They
Yeah,
ended up,
that's what I couldn't understand that.
yeah,
Like that
like,
was selfish.
because they made it about him. It was just stupid. You know, he was lucky to get put back into the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, up until then, I would have said no. He's an all heart, big team player. But then that just went out the window for me when he done what he did that last Test match. He made it all about him. It was almost like he just wanted to throw some gasoline on the English cricket team's fire. He was going to retire, and guess what? I'm just going to burn the place down. That's what it looked like. He didn't care who was in his way. That's it. I'm making it all about me. Done. See you later.
Okay, so does does his off-field controversies unfairly overshadow everything he's achieved on the cricket field? Because he's had a
To,
few
to me,
controversies.
no. Definitely not. No, no. Ben Stokes, as I said, hard of gold, tough bugger. But he's going to be remembered in, like, for cricket. All I remember him for is moments. Like, in his whole career, did he have a better record than Ian Botham? Did he have a better record than Andrew Flintoff as probably the two English, two of England's greatest all rounders? No. He had moments, he won the World Cup for him one year when he batted well. He won that Ashes test against Australia, elite innings, super innings. He's bowled well in patches. He's got a few fifers and won them games. But he might have had seven wonderful moments in cricket that'll be remembered forever. He's probably had 30, 40 test matches of doing absolutely nothing, and he's going to be remembered more. He's had more off-field incidents than he has magic moments in cricket. It's terrible, like drinking, all the other stuff, violence, bashing people in pubs. He's obviously got an issue. And that's what as much as you want to remember him for it, to me, he's not in the top two greatest English all rounders. Botham and Flintoff have got him covered there, but he's got probably the biggest moments in English cricket sewed up.
Okay, so has England given Ben Stokes more leeway than other players because of his talent and his status?
Oh, absolutely, 100%, 100%. Once again, didn't they? The young fella over in Australia got suspended, for one night on the piss when he was over here last. Was it the last Ashes series? He went on the piss on the Gold Coast for a night, and they suspended him because it was during a Test match. But Ben Stokes is supposed to be as the captain, right? He's supposed to be leader. He goes out and he takes out Harry Brook, who's the next big thing in English cricket, and apparently going to be the next captain. but he goes out in the piss with him in England. You know, that's your leader taking out your next leader.
Yeah. What's that telling?
It's just a bad influence. It's a bad look and a bad influence. You can't do it.
So does Ben Stokes' decision to retire strengthen the argument that he's just put himself first, or has he earned the right to make that choice?
Oh, look, I think everyone earns the right. But I think it was almost forced upon him. I think he's decided that if I can't be myself and go out and have a drink and everything else, he's at the back end of his career. What is he, 34, 35?
Yeah,
he's probably ready. Yeah, he's probably ready for the pasture anyway, isn't he? So he doesn't play T20s, I don't think. Although I guess he'll make a guest appearance over in the BBL for someone. He'll go get his pension plan.
Well, it's all franchise cricket now. That's where he's probably going to cash in and earn some liquor money.
Yeah, we'll go mate. Blokes like Chris Gale, who was a bit free like Ben Stokes. He's just touring the world making millions and millions of cash playing all the short form cricket. Go out, play cricket for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then go out in the piss. That's what it's all about. So I'm sure Ben Stokes suits him. So yeah, but everyone's got a right to make their own decision on when they retire. I don't think Brendan McCullum's helped him, but.
Well, the last question is, when Ben Stokes' career is remembered, what will define his legacy more? His match-winning performances, which he said is about 7 of them, or all these controversies that have surrounded him? And I would say the controversies not only off the field, I'm talking about on the field too, because England and with their new Bazball, which he's obviously a part of, they're now ranked number 7 in the world. So
yeah, I know.
How can you say that's been a success?
It hasn't. It was a novelty, mate. A bit like T20 cricket. That's what it was. It was a novelty. It worked. It surprised a few teams, I think, early on. They weren't ready for it. But teams adjust, don't they? The better teams.
Well, the problem is they still stand by it.
Yeah.
And I think in the ever since Bazball started, I think they've drawn 2 games.
Yeah.
And I think they're happy that they've only drawn 2. They're perfectly fine with losing 17 tests, but the fact that they've only drawn, that they think that's a win.
Mate, English cricket fans, they're okay with mediocrity. They're happy with mediocrity. That's all they've received over the last 20 years with your side, haven't they? They win a test match and they celebrate like it's the last test match they're going to win. Bazball did bring a little bit of, cricket. Look, test cricket can get boring, of course. They've got the fresh faces over there, but once again, it's all this franchise cricket. They've got all these great up-and-comers over there, like your Bethels and your Brooks and all these young kids coming through who can hit the ball a mile in the franchise cricket. Unfortunately, T20 cricket's taken away from the longer form game. So we haven't got... Australian cricket's struggling now with batsmen who can bat a long innings, who can actually get out there. Steve Smith's the old guard where he's quite happy just to bat and bat and bat and bat and bat, and grind in innings out and do what has to be done. These other young blokes, like I love Travis Head, but Travis Head, he's your typical T20 guy, come good in, playing T20 shots in Test cricket. And this is happening all the way around the world. You're getting Test matches now where sides are scoring 400, 450 in a day.
Yeah.
And that's not just Bazball. Bazball, was it really just an English thing anyway?
Well, Australia was scoring 4 runs and over in the early 2000s.
Many teams, when you had blokes running around like David Warner opening the bat and wasn't a slowbie. Matthew Hayden didn't bat slow. A lot of these West Indian cricketers didn't really bat slow. They were all that. Chris Gale would go from ball 1. You had guys from India like, what's his name? Bloody the opening bat. He used to hit the ball. Sehwag. These guys are coming out from ball 1 and hit it for 6. So it's not a new thing what England claimed it was Bazball. Maybe it was a different way England were playing. But it's made Joe Root a better bat, I will say.
Yeah.
Geez, he was painful to watch, Joe Root. You couldn't get him out, but geez, he wouldn't score runs. At least now it's made him a better bat. So it has improved him. But here's your prime example, isn't he? Who's going to be remembered? Ben Stokes for his 7 things, or what Joe Root's done for English cricket?
Yeah, exactly.
Compare the two.
There's no comparison.
No, that's right. So